America, good afternoon from Germany. It is Thursday and Christmas is coming. Only 2 trading days left, today and tomorrow. And today we have gross domestic product GDP, so it's an interesting figure about the American economy. And we will have these in already 3 minutes, therefore let's start right away. Here today, gross domestic product forecast is here 2.9%. So it's pretty high compared to the previous quarters. Let's see if we can hit this number. The market wants to have a little bit slower number, not too low, but a little bit lower. Maybe 2.7, 2.8 would be nice, or just in line 2.9% would be ideal. Not too high because of inflation risk. And here we see the MNQ, so micro Nasdaq future. It is down at the moment 0.4% compared to yesterday, but it can change everything with the news. So we have 2 minutes left and then we will see what will happen. Also, again, FedWatch tool, we see that we closed yesterday at 72% probability. So we are above the 2/3 level of expectancy for a 25 basis points rate hike next February when the Federal Reserve meeting is again. But for now we are just looking on GDP growth quarter over quarter. We had the British GDP, it was lower than expected as you can see here. But now we are waiting for initial jobless claims and GDP growth for the last quarter, Q3. Let's see how it comes out in 1 minute. 20 seconds. Is it a 1 minute chart? No, it's a 5 minute. Let's switch to a 1 minute chart to see it a little bit better here. Okay, and bring up the news here again. 5 seconds left. And the news are out. Let's see what happens. Whoa, to the downside. So GDP is higher than expected. Ooh, 3.2%. That's a lot higher than expected. 2.9 was the forecast and the outcome was 3.2%. So we are going down right away, about 50 points to the downside in Nasdaq. GDP price index, you see it's higher than expected, 4.4%. So that's not what we wanted to see. Higher than expected inflation. And probably we will see a shift back to the 50 basis points. I don't think that we will see a big shift, but maybe 2 or 3 percentage points. That's not what we wanted to see. And initial jobless claims, let's see this number, the weekly number. Not really important, but this one is also lower than expected. Not what we want to have. The Federal Reserve wants to have a worsening job market, and therefore we need higher than expected initial jobless claims. We haven't seen this again. Like the previous weeks, as you can see, the previous 4 weeks we were with better than expected and lower than expected numbers for initial jobless claims or just in line. And that's not what the Federal Reserve wants to see. So bad news from the economy for the stock market, or not bad news, but too good news. And yeah, let's see if we can see a bottom. So the high point before the breakout yesterday was here at this Fibonacci level, as you can see, 61.8%. Nothing changed from the levels of yesterday. So yeah, we have to close above this support level here to stay bullish. You see this is an important area, or this could be a support zone within this area here at the 11,200 level and 11,250 level. We are moving back up now. Let's see if we can hold above this level, even when we had the bad news. Moving back right away. And that's sometimes what happens. Even if the news are bad, we can see a shift and some buyers coming in. And the same on the opposite side. We had last Friday news were good for the market, so worse than expected, but the market dropped. And that's why I don't trade the news, or not the outcome of the news itself. I trade direction. I'm still in a long position here. I'm waiting for the market to pull up again, but sometimes you have to be patient and wait, because you see we went up yesterday, but then we just barely hit the high point here at 11,400 level. The high point yesterday was 11,389 points. And yeah, this is a resistance because we had previous high points here, and the 50% Fibonacci is also 50 points higher here. So this is a resistance zone. We still have to go into this zone and test the resistance line here. Let's see if we can manage to go there today. But for that, we first have to hold the support level. We still have 1 hour until the opening, but the news were not so good right now. Okay, what else do we have? We have crude oil here. Crude oil had a good news yesterday because there was a lot of let's go back here to the news, then we can see it. Yesterday we had here at crude oil inventories, yeah, it was really a weak number, as you can see. The forecast was minus 1.6 million, but the outcome was minus 5.8, so a lot more consumption than expected. And therefore, as you can see, green number, and you see the price went up above the Fibonacci level. We just closed at the Fibonacci line at the $78 level. Closing was $78.29, and we went up to the $80 level today. $79.90 was the high point, and the next Fibonacci level is also in this area here. As you can see, $80.22 is the next Fibonacci level. So yeah, it's a little bit bullish, the news from yesterday for crude oil, but we have to wait. If the market can pull up further, then probably crude oil will also rally a little bit. No position right now for me. The same in natural gas. As expected, on the next attempt we had the breakthrough. You see, right today at half an hour ago, we went through this level of $5.30, where the last time I picked up the long trade, and it was a right decision to go out immediately, because you see here's a good resistance now where we weren't able to move above, and we had the retest yesterday, the retest of the upper resistance level, and today we broke below the $5.30 level, and therefore I'm happy that I'm not in a trade right now. I'm just waiting for the market to find its direction. It could be interesting to short it here, I told yesterday, and in normally 70% of the time we come back to these levels here, like the $5.30 level where we had the breakthrough. We went back to this level, so this was a nice chance to enter a short trade. You can still enter it. Like always, no investment advice. It's just for entertainment purposes, but you know, you can take on a trade on your own risk here, do your own due diligence, but it's an interesting level if you look on a day chart, because now we are below the supporting levels, especially when we can manage to close below the lows of yesterday and the day before yesterday. Then probably we will have some more room to the downside. As you can see, the next support level, let's draw some more lines here. Next support level would be here at $4.81, and here it's even a better support level at $4.40. So we have a lot of room to the downside if the market can pull back in natural gas. Yeah, it's a little bit weird because it's winter, and you normally would expect that in winter there's more consumption and more demand, and therefore the prices should be high, but no, it's not like that because yeah, we have a lot of natural gas, and because of the fracking in the US, there is a lot of natural gas available, and it can be shipped to Europe with LNG, liquefied natural gas, and therefore there's a lot of demand, of course, but also a lot of availability of natural gas, and therefore the prices are dropping right now, even if it's winter time. Okay, that's for natural gas. Let's have a look at Netflix. You see, we closed right at the Fibonacci level. We drew it yesterday. Here we had the high point here, the low point here. And yeah, we almost made a 100% reversal here. If I activate the outside normal trading hours, you see that we went down here. But yeah, we managed to go higher, especially yesterday we had a huge green day. And let's move these aftermarket hours away. And we managed to close right at the Fibonacci level. So next steps would be $305. You see there was a previous support line, and $310. This is my target level where I think that the stock can go just to close these gap here, or partially close this gap. So we have still $10 to go to the upside, about 3%, yeah, 4% to the upside. And this will bring down the option premium, or the price of the option. I'm already in the green with my Netflix short put. It's a 240 strike short put expiring on January 20th, and I'm already in the green 41%. So this is because I opened it really at the right spot here when the price level was at $281, so almost at the lows here. You have seen that we were at lower lows pre-market, but I wasn't able to trade pre-market, therefore I had to wait for the opening, and I opened my trade right at the opening for $6.30. Do I still have the Netflix chart here? Yes, here. You see here right away at the opening I opened the short put position for $6.30, so I sold this put. And the price went down to yesterday's closing at $3.62. So these are the 41 cents. I'm in the green right now, and yeah, if the market can hold its levels, then I will make money just by every day passing by, because this option will lose by standard decay 18 cents a day just by nothing happening, not moving with implied volatility, so no changes here, no changes in stock price. Then every day I will make 18 cents in this option, which is per contract times 100, because every option contract has 100 options in it, and therefore these are $18 a day just by nothing happening, and that's time moving in my favor, because we call it theta decay. And yeah, that's why I like these trades. So I'm just waiting, being patient for the maybe $310 level to come. I want to collect 80% profit in this trade, and I opened it in two tranches. So the first one was here at this Fibonacci level for $5.30, and the second one was here for $6.30. I opened two contracts, one on the same account like the first one I entered here, and another one on another account. So I have in total 3 contracts as short puts, and yeah, and this is a nice mean entry price now, and I'm in the green 40%. That's nice. So I just have to sit and wait here. What else do we have? Euro USD, it's still moving sideways, nothing interesting going on here. So I'm waiting for the breakout. It's interesting because we are now moving outside of this uptrending channel, as you can see. So here's the uptrending channel, but we are now moving sideways. So there's no breakout. We are still in the sideways market phase here, but we have to wait for the breakout. But as longer as this phase is, the more we will see a market reaction when we have the breakout one day, and therefore I'm a little bit curious to which direction we will go. What else do we have? VIX. VIX is up a little bit, 1.4% today, but we are really at low levels. As you can see from the lows or closing of yesterday, we closed at about a level of 20. Small support here, but the previous lows were on December 2nd at 18.95. So we still have room to the downside when the markets can pull back up, but if not, then we probably will see higher VIX levels. Yesterday we had interesting put-call ratios at the level of 1.6 and higher. So normally if a lot more puts are traded than calls, this is a comparison between the number of traded puts and number of traded calls, and a high put-call ratio at the level of 1.4 or higher, so 40% more puts are traded than calls, then this is normally a good indication for a bottom or a local bottom, that we can see the market rise again. And we have seen this yesterday, so high put call ratios of 1.6 and higher. And if you look at the day chart of Nasdaq, you can also see, we talked about this yesterday, this nice doji candle, and we had right away a green candle yesterday. So now we are pulling back a little bit because of these bad economic data with higher than expected GDP growth, but we still can go higher. We have, of course, the 9 EMA level here on a day chart. As you can see, the purple line, I will just zoom in a little bit for you, and you see here that right in this resistance area we also have the 9 EMA line. So yes, it is a little bit difficult to go above this, but yeah, we still have time and room to go there. And here is the 20 EMA level at 11,560, and then the next Fibonacci level right here. So a lot more room to the upside than to the downside, and my stop loss hasn't changed. It's still below the 11,000 level, so more than 250 points to the downside. But for now, I'm just confident that we will still go to higher levels. Let's wait. We have some more news to come tomorrow. So let's see the economic calendar for tomorrow. We will have core PCE. It's even more important than GDP growth because it's a direct inflation number. And yeah, yes, the number is pretty high, as you can see, 4.7% year over year. And the previous one was 5%. So let's see if we can see lower than expected numbers or inline numbers, and then the market can rally again. Everything can happen, just prepare for everything. But it's interesting to have this number tomorrow for the end of the week, 1 hour before the market opens. I will try to live stream this as well. Let's see the news for next week. There's almost nothing because of the holidays, of course. And yeah, we have some two-star events, retail inventories, goods trade balance, but nothing important here. Pending home sales will be interesting on Wednesday. And yeah, that's it for this year. So there's nothing more important this year without Wednesday. So Wednesday can be important, pending home sales, monthly numbers. But you see the forecast is still weak, minus 0.5%. But the previous one was minus 4.6%. So it's a little bit slower. Yeah, we will see what will happen, but we need the weak numbers for the market to go to the upside. Yeah, nothing important from the news side for next week. So it will be a slower next week, and we can move to any direction just without the news. It will be difficult because of maybe low volume, but low volume sometimes can also bring high price movements, because you only need to buy or sell a few contracts to move the prices, and that's what also can be interesting in this week between Christmas and New Year. Lucas is asking, how do you decide your position size when taking a trade? Yeah, it depends on my confidence in the trade. So I start with a small trade here. So I talked about this yesterday. When I saw this doji candle closing, right before the closing, I entered a position here at a closing price of 11,180. And yeah, I stepped more in the position yesterday when we had this rally here. So with this second tranche, I'm a little bit in the red now because I opened it at 11,250 points. But yeah, it's a swing trade, so it's not a big issue. And I will go in more as the trend is in my direction. So for now, I have to wait to take on more in this position. And if we go lower, then I can lower my position. So I will take out some of the position to have lower risk to the downside for not having the full amount and the full stop loss here below the 11,000 level, because you know everything can happen every day, and that's what you have to prepare for. Not going into a position with 100% right away, just go in with 10 or 20% and try to go bigger with your position as more as the position is going in your favor, and not going higher in your position when the position is going against you. Then you should go lower in position size. If you still want to be in this trade, you can, but you have to lower position size for not taking a too high risk, because yeah, martingale strategies never work nor in casino, nor at the stock market. So if you want to bet on red or black at a roulette table, and you say, okay, if I lose, I will double the amount until I win, then yeah, it can work, but sometimes you have seen 20 times the same color black in a row, and that's difficult to double 20 times, even when you start with $1. If this is possible, because the most tables have a minimum bet of $5 or $10, so it's even more difficult to double 20 times in a row, and that's what you shouldn't do to go higher in a position when it's going against you. Yeah. So how high you go in a position is always your own decision. It depends on how much risk you want to take on. You see here I'm losing 3k today right now in this position, but it's considered to be a small position for my overall 7 figures portfolio. So yeah, it's not a big amount for me. Of course, it's maybe a big amount for some of your accounts, but you have to take this as a percentage figure to compare it to your overall portfolio, and then it's a low number. So if I lose less than 0.5%, that's nothing for me. Yeah, just waiting for the market to find a bottom here, maybe 11,200 level. We have seen that we have a zone here. We traded pre-market yesterday, and after the opening we managed to go above this level. So now, for now, this should be a supporting zone here. Especially the lows of yesterday should be a supporting level. So if you are bullish and want to take on an early long trade, you can try to go in with about 10 or 20% of your position size at these levels, but don't stick to this trade too long. If we go below these levels, then we will probably see lower lows. Here's the next level. You see 11,130. Then this could be the next supporting level. But for now, I'm just waiting for the market to open in about 40 minutes, and then we will have new volume. Maybe some dip buyers will come in and take opportunity to go in at the lower levels than yesterday. But we have the news tomorrow, so everything can change tomorrow, just that you know this. We see that downtrend is now pretty good. You see here the red line is almost at a 40 level on a 15-minute chart. So DI minus is far above DI plus. So ADX was already crossing here at 10 a.m. my time. This is 4 a.m. Eastern time, and you see that we had the clear downtrend beginning here. Also, parabolic SAR is moving down, so you see this clear downtrend here on a 15-minute chart already. And the same on a 5-minute chart. We had this already at what was it, 1:20 p.m. my time. You see that we were already moving to the downside. So it's nothing special that all the indicators are showing a downtrend right now, because we are below moving averages, below VWAP, and below parabolic SAR. We have to wait for the market to find a bottom. Maybe it will be here at this level. Yeah, 11,200 is reached now. This is the important psychological level, but sometimes we try to take some stop losses right below this level, and therefore I drew the line here at 11,187 points. Let's see if we go there or if we can hold at the important 11,200 level. We have still enough time until the market opens. What else? We have Tesla is still weak. We were in the red yesterday again, even if the market was green. As you can see here, the market closed here, and we were barely green, or almost. What was it? Let's see. We closed here on Tuesday, and we were closing here yesterday. So you see. Yeah, it was a small red, but the market was green. And that again is weakness in the stock, because Elon Musk said yes, he will step down as CEO of Twitter when the majority is voting with yes. And the majority, 57%, voted with yes. But then he said, yeah, I will step down, but I will have to find someone else to do this job nobody wants. And yeah, that's not what everyone expected. They thought that he already has somebody to be the CEO of Twitter, but unfortunately not. So it's still not a good news for Tesla, because he still needs a lot of time for Twitter that he won't have for Tesla. And because of the recession, the sales are slowing down on Tesla. And yeah, there we had the news of layoffs yesterday, also no good news. So we will probably see more rebates on Tesla cars to see a growth, or at least some sales, because it's not looking good right now for the stock fundamentally and chart technically. So we are making new lows, and my target of $125 is only $11 away. So I didn't expect that we will go this fast to the downside from the $200 level we were here on December 1st. So it is only 3 weeks, and we are down 30% in 3 weeks for a stock like Tesla, which is one of the big, isn't it one of the big 5 or the big 10? Yeah, let's see this. Yeah, I missed to show this yesterday. I wanted to show you how big Meta is. So I will show this now with bring this up here with Slick charts. So on Slick charts you can see how big the weight is of a company in Nasdaq or S&P 500, and I will show this to you. So here you see Tesla is number 7 or number 6 if you just count Alphabet as one stock. But you see Alphabet has 2 different symbols, and therefore 2 different weightings here, 3.8 and 3.7, but combined weighting is more than 7%. So it would be even bigger than Amazon, but because we have the split on 2 stocks, it's number 4 and 5. And here number 7 is Tesla, so it's in among the big 10, and Meta is right behind on number 8. Yeah, and Meta is growing and Tesla is weakening. So yeah, Nvidia was behind Tesla, but now Nvidia is in front of Tesla again, and Tesla is weakening. And by lowering the price of the stock, it loses weight in the index, because yeah, the weight in the index is calculated with every price change of the stock. And there you see it has now less influence on the percent or the points of the index, because it has less weight in the index, but it still has 3%, which is not low weighting. You see Apple and Microsoft are more heavy weights, and the interesting thing is also that Apple is not the heaviest weight anymore, it is Microsoft. So 12.5% for Microsoft as weight in Nasdaq, and 11.8% for Apple. Yeah, it's interesting to see. Meta 2.3 or 2.4% if you round it up. We talked about this in the stream of yesterday. Question of Lucas: will you be buying at the 125 level? Yeah, I was asking this question myself. Will I buy in Tesla at $125 or not? I do like the car, so I am driving myself a Model 3, but I never owned the stock because I always thought it is too expensive. I don't want to own it, but it was a mistake because I bought my car in 2019, and you see 2019 I would still be in the green if I haven't bought the car, but the stock. So yeah, this was a mistake, but I don't know if I really want to buy in at $125 long term, maybe just for a trade. So yes, this is an interesting level for me to go in long here with a trade, but not with a stock directly, rather with a short put, because you see implied volatility is high right now, not as high as it was in the year 2020, but it's still high compared to this year and last year. Therefore I will probably go in with the same trade style like with Netflix, selling a short put. Let's see if we can manage to go to 100 or 90 strike put, maybe expiring in February. Let's see how soon we will reach the $125 level, and if we can manage to see a bottom like with Netflix, and then I want to go in a short put trade just to be there for 1 or 2 weeks and to trade the rejection. I don't want to be in there long term, because I don't know if next year will be a good stock market year, or if we will see lower lows, because we can see the retest of the $100 level, as you can see here. The last time in September 2020 we had lows of $102, and we went down from $180. So this was also a steep step down of more than 40%. we can retest the $100 level. So therefore, I don't want to be in the stock long term right now. I don't have it in my long-term portfolio. Looking for stocks to go in higher, and yeah, maybe I will take on a position here. We will see if it's interesting to take on a long-term position, but for now I just want to trade it with the options and nothing else. Just going in with a short put trade here on Tesla. Yeah, that's the interesting thing for now, and the Nasdaq is still pulling down. We are reaching here our 11,190 points level, and let's see if we can have a bottom here and then go to higher levels. That's what I want to see. Let's just move on with the other commodities. Here with rice, we see an interesting doji candle yesterday, so this can be the first sign for a reversal to the downside. I won't trade it because I don't like the illiquid futures here, but it's sometimes just interesting to see what the patterns are, so the technical patterns on the candles, and here it's slowing down and showing signs of weakness. This can be the first sign to show the trend change to the downside. Yeah, what else? Sugar here was trying to go higher yesterday. We retested here today, but we couldn't reach the high points. I'm still waiting if this is really the top here, and if it's turning to the downside, I will step in a trade, but not right now. I'm still waiting if we see higher levels or if we just go sideways here on this level. So prepared to take on a short trade, but not right now. Just being patient. The same with orange juice. It's trying to pull higher, but I want to see higher levels here around the $2.20 level. The previous high was here, and then maybe we can see a shoulder formation, and then I can go in with a first short position here around the $2.20 level. What else do we have? Yeah, let's have a look at US dollar Japanese yen. We see it's still sideways trading. So after the news from the Bank of Japan, nothing special from here, just trading sideways like Euro USD, and therefore no new news. Yeah, that's the most interesting I have on my watch list. If you have another stock, just let me know, and then I can bring this up and analyze. I think in the last days you wanted to see Apple and Amazon, so let's maybe see Microsoft, because we had the change of Apple and Microsoft. So Microsoft is now the heaviest stock in Nasdaq. Therefore, let's see if we can bring up here on this chart Microsoft, MSFT, and then let's have a look on the day chart of Microsoft, or maybe what is it? Weekly chart. What is here this number? There is I don't want to have the applied volatility here. Too many lines. So here is the week chart. You see it's in a downtrend, of course, but we had lower lows here at the end of October, and we are trying to push above the 20 EMA level like we did last time, but we had false breakouts here. On a week chart, you see parabolic SAR is indicating an uptrend, and we had a crossing here of ADX, so it's in an interesting position. But let's see this on a day chart. There we already changed to a downtrend again, and the same here on ADX. It's indicating a slightly downtrend, not really, because you see how narrow the two lines are, DI plus and DI minus, and it's already not indicating a really strong trend, just moving sideways. So I want to see a breakout either to the downside here below the 237 level, or above here to be above the $260 level. Then it's more interesting for Microsoft stock and to take on a position here. For now, it's not really interesting. It's just moving sideways, but you have to keep an eye on Microsoft because it's a heavy weight within Nasdaq as index. Yeah, that's it for now. In half an hour, the market will open, and I hope you will have a nice trading day. Wish you the best, and let's meet tomorrow again for the inflation data. So we will see us again tomorrow here, 1 hour before the market open, for core PCE price index. And I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. If you have any further questions, just let me know in the comment section, and I will try to answer your questions, or if it's a longer question, then I will answer it in the next live stream tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Have a nice trading day. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.